If you hold HBAR, you're going to want to stick around until the end of this video because we're going to be going over a ton of information that is going to prove to you just how bullish HBAR is at this current moment in time. With that being said, welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. So like I did say, yes, Hedera is extremely bullish today. I actually do think that HBAR is one of the most undervalued and one of the most overlooked projects in this space. The reason for that is, well, not a lot of people are paying attention to it. I really do think that Hedera over the last roughly 3 years, since going all the way back to 2021, Hedera has solidified its position in this space as becoming the next top 10 project. And I don't say that, just because I'm biased because I hold HBAR or anything like that, but it's because I see the work being put in. I see everything happening around Hedera. Even recently with the AI news around Hedera, I'm actually very surprised that we're still under 30 cents right now. But talking about that, I actually want to address the price chart because, when we really look at what's going on right now in the space, we recently just saw a significant downtrend in the market since the beginning of December. And as we really look at HBAR right now, we are coiled up. We're just really squeezing between these two trend lines in this wedge, waiting for the big break to the upside. And on this next big break to the upside, I do believe that we are going to target the 2021 highs, potentially breaking to a new all-time high and going into price discovery, where we do target $1 for HBAR. Now, during that time, I also believe that Hedera is going to quickly move up the list here in terms of the top 10, because if we look at HBAR right now, it is sitting at about an 11 point, like almost $2 billion market cap. SUI sitting at 13.1, so very close to where we are at right now. XLM 13 point almost 2, Shiba Inu 13.5, and then after that, Chainlink is at 14. So really, if we're thinking about HBAR, if it doubled from where we are at right now to 60 cents, it's a little over the 2021 high, we would already be in almost the top 10. Actually, I think that we would push over the top 10. That would allow us to get into the top 10. So if we're thinking about that, on this next move, it could essentially have HBAR sitting in the top 10. A lot more eyes would be on Hedera, and retail quickly realizing how insanely bullish Hedera actually is. Now, what is the time frame on this wedge basically being broken? It's essentially towards like the middle of the month. The middle of the month should have us really kind of confirming a big move on this chart. It should be a confirmation of either one, an upside move or a downside move. In my opinion, considering where the market cycle is right now, considering, Bitcoin starting to have potentially a big break here, with Bitcoin dominance also dropping, I do think that this big break to the upside is going to happen. So my overall outlook for the month of January is HBAR breaking to the upside, reclaiming 40 plus cents, and targeting the 2021 high, which is around like 57 cents. But also, I've been focused on the Bitcoin pairs for a lot of these projects. And again, we have a very similar pattern here, very similar to the USD chart as well. If we actually look at this on the daily, right? And I've been actually addressing this when it comes to XRP as well. Guys, on the daily, we are just squeezing in this wedge, but we're now consolidating longer, which means the upside target here is much higher when we do start to break out. We chopped for a little bit of time previously as well on these impulsive moves to the upside, but the consolidation was not as long as this. And remember, the longer the base, the higher in space. The same for the Bitcoin pair though, right? The Bitcoin pair is very clear, right? We have this nice chop to the side. It's a little bit of consolidation. And again, just similar to where we're at right now in this wedge, we have this nice wedge forming here where we're just kind of squeezing, and then we finally get that big break to the upside. But again, the consolidation here on the Bitcoin pair is a lot longer on this move. We're just kind of chopping sideways, waiting for the squeeze to finally break. Now, again, time frame on this, middle of the month. So I am expecting this to have a big break before the end of this month. And you need to pay attention to this because this is going to be the move that is essentially wave 3, which will be much larger than the previous move to the upside. So keep a close eye out on this if you do hold HBAR. Now, on top of this, let's actually address what's happening in 2025. So the HBAR Foundation has been putting out these great posts for, like the month of December. It was for like Hashmas, aka Christmas, right? And we have on the 10th day of Hashmas, 2024 gave us Chainlink and our entrance into Chainlink Scale, which is a program by Chainlink to boost institutional DeFi and RWAs on the Hedera network. Now, if we actually read into this a little bit more, we have through the Scale program, Chainlink data feeds and proof of reserves have already been integrated into the Hedera network, furthering opportunities for builders across the network. Now, we also have down here, Chainlink price feeds provide real-time tamper-proof price data from multiple sources, enabling smart contracts to execute with high accuracy and reliability. This is critical for DeFi protocols that rely on price oracles for functions like lending, trading, and more. The POR give transparent on-chain evidence that a protocol or entity actually holds the assets that they claim to. This builds trust, particularly in decentralized exchanges, stablecoins, and DeFi lending platforms, ensuring that institutions and retail users that their funds are secure. Now, the big thing that I actually want to address with this is, let's go back to 2022, right? FTX imploding. FTX, a lot of people at that time, once FTX imploded, everyone called for every single exchange to provide an insight into their reserve assets. That's why when you go over here to CoinMarketCap and you go to exchanges and you click, for an example, like Binance, you have the financial reserves here. Before, this was never a thing. This was never reported. Nobody actually knew what the exchange was holding in terms of reserves, if they were even able to, back all of the trading, all of the user funds that were on the exchanges. And then, of course, after FTX, this became a thing that almost every single exchange should have, included. Even if we go to Bybit, you can see the financial reserves here. You go to Coinbase. Again, this one doesn't actually have the financial reserves, but a lot of them are supposed to. You should see this. Now, I think that on Coinbase, you could actually see their reserve data. I just don't think that anybody's actually reporting it on CoinMarketCap, but typically an exchange should have that in order for them to be fully trusted. That gives us, if we're using the platform, an insight that, guess what? They have the reserves to back my money that's actually on that exchange. But regardless, we have in 2025, we'll be integrating Chainlink CCIP. This will enable programmable token transfers, enabling the transferring of tokens and messages simultaneously within a single cross-chain transaction. The most secure token transfer solution consisting of audited token pool contracts that handle the complexity of burning and minting of locking and unlocking tokens across chains, a unified and easy to integrate developer interface. Now, what's crazy about this is we have, alongside working to integrate CCIP, we'll be working closely with Chainlink team to further institutional DeFi and RWAs via the Hedera stablecoin and tokenization studio. This is what gets me very excited, because if we go over here, we have from Chainlink, and this got posted on December 12th, we have DeFi, central banks, institutional banks, clearing and settlement depositories, all connected on-chain via the Chainlink standard. And we can actually see here, we have cryptographically provable data, cryptographically trusted or trust minimized compute, cross-chain value as well. And we can see everything within this. Like, this is a complete breakdown, basically, of an institutional infrastructure that Chainlink is trying to run here. And the best part about it is that this connects everything. You have Web3 contracts, Web2 applications, which will be able to plug into those Web3 contracts. Then you have DeFi contracts, CeFi applications, new trust minimized applications, cross-chain smart contracts. This is all interconnected. This is like, everything is going to be interconnected. And this is exactly how you have Web 2 and Web 3 bridged. And this is going to connect banks, central banks, asset managers, clearing and settlement depositories like the DTCC, for an example, central bank digital currencies. Everything is all going to be intertwined. And this is crazy to me. This is crazy to me. And Hedera, working alongside Chainlink, we could basically see everything coming together. And Hedera, again, is one that is really kind of becoming a big key player around the institutional DeFi space, but even the tokenization space. Hedera has solidified its name. Beyond the retail focus, I don't care what retail is saying about, Hedera. I'm looking at the connections here. I'm looking at what's being created. the infrastructure layer around, this new financial paradigm shift, if you will, is underway. And Hedera is one of the key players behind this that's facilitating this move. And we even have over here that through Chainlink integrations, we are enabling the next wave of institutional DeFi and RWAs on Hedera. Data feeds, proof of reserves, and CCIP. Check this out.
There's actually three things that I'm really excited about. The first is the Hedera integration with Chainlink for the Scale program. So this will enable the power of the Chainlink oracles for Hedera smart contracts and really let the developer community have access for the first time to really free to use, high frequency, low latency data for smart contracts. So it's really exciting integration with Chainlink here. The second is that we're thrilled to welcome Braille.xyz as a stablecoin issuer to the Hedera ecosystem. So they'll be joining the likes of USDC, native on Hedera, and enabling a number of different assets come to the network, continuing some of the remittance and payments work that's been done by Shinhan Bank and Standard Bank and others within the Hedera ecosystem for remittance use cases, really leveraging that low cost, high frequency, predictable fee structure of 0.0001 cent per transaction. There's a lot that can be done there. Very exciting. And then the third, is the Hedera Asset Tokenization Studio. This is a developer SDK toolkit for tokenizing real-world assets, and that's going to enable a full breadth of new assets coming onto the network. Everything from wine barrels and whiskey cask capital, who tokenizes whiskey barrels, to firms like Archac, the UK exchange and broker-dealer that's regulated, that's bringing money market funds such as the Aberdeen tokenized money market fund to the network. And so we're announcing here, of course, in Hong Kong at SmartCon, as well as at Money 2020 in Las Vegas. And so it's really bringing capital and the developer community together. Really excited about what's being done here at SmartCon.
And, I want everyone to realize that the entire space around crypto is changing. We're starting to see legitimization happening. We are experiencing institutions really kind of focusing heavily on these projects like Hedera, like Chainlink. They're working alongside them. They're now in discussions with them, planning ahead, teeing up use cases. And, this is really going to make Hedera be worth trillions of dollars. People keep saying like, that's ridiculous. There's no way that these projects are going to be, hitting these valuations. Guys, I want you to realize how early we are. I'm not saying that HBAR is going to be worth $1 trillion tomorrow or next year. No, it's going to happen over time. But think about the names that Chainlink is working alongside with, right? Like every single financial asset will be on chain. The DTCC is working alongside Chainlink. Guys, when we think about what's happening here, the DTCC is moving $3 quadrillion worth of securities contracts per year. Think about that. $3 quadrillion. And here you have all of the names that are working alongside Chainlink, Swift, the DTCC, Euroclear, Clearstream, massive banks. I mean, when we think about what's happening, traditional finance is moving on chain. And it's with the help of Hedera and, Ripple with XRP. I mean, things are moving so fast. Yeah, right now, currently, Bitcoin is worth almost $2 trillion. Guys, I hate to break it to you, but Bitcoin is not going to have tokenized assets on its network. Not moving, not settling, not, transacting and trading. It's going to be on very efficient networks like Hedera. And the facilitator of all of this is going to be the ones that are connecting Web 2 to Web 3, like Chainlink, for an example. This is going to allow and basically set the stage for a lot of these utility projects to be worth trillions of dollars. And it all starts by, having these integrations, being able to, have, Hedera technology basically be utilized through something like Chainlink, where you have all of these big players like banks and, clearing and settlement giants like the DTCC, for an example, that are, tapping into specific Web3 platforms like the Hedera token service or the stablecoin studio. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.